Hello, everyone. This is Jana from the Endless Blue podcast. We explore the benefits of diving into the ocean and into yourself. Let's rethink how we deal with ourselves and our existence.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're fine. Here's Jana from the Endless Blue podcast. And yes, today you hear my voice. I'm still a little bit with a cold, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to talk to you. So, first of all, thank you so much for listening today. I hope you're doing great. And yeah, today I want to talk about something which is super important to me, and something I wish everyone would know how to use. And maybe you know what I'm talking about. It's the breath. And so, talking about the breath, I would like to take a moment with you and to take 3 deep breaths. So you inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and let go of everything what you don't need right now. One more inhale, and release to make space. And the last one. And now I hope you just arrived to the here and now. So, the breath, a magic tool I think everyone should know how to use. If you're afraid, breathe. If you're confused, breathe. If you want to talk in front of a lot of people, breathe. If you want to go to an adventure park with your niece and nephew and they're sliding down a 90-degree angle slide, breathe, calm yourself, and then go for it. I think the breath is for me the most amazing tool because it just brings me back to the here and now, back to reality, and back to the possibility to choose what I want to do in this one situation, in this one moment, which is just the now. And yeah, I think it's just so powerful. And I learned about the breath in my first freediving course. I've done before. It's very funny, that story, actually. I've been with my good friend Lisa from Munich. I've been to a yoga class. Probably it would have been even Kundalini. And I remember going out and telling her, oh yeah, the movements and everything was quite okay, but the thing with the breathing, it's really not my thing. And I think it's so funny sometimes in life because, now the breath just like guides me through life and I teach people to breathe. And back then the breath was just like, no, it's not my thing, So yeah, sometimes it takes time to find yourself. And yeah, I was pretty disconnected from myself in those times. So it makes sense. I couldn't feel it. And yeah, so I've done some breathing, but I didn't find any connection, any sense, anything value in it. But then, if you know a little bit about my story, I have that background I grew up on the ocean, was always swimming, diving, and then I disconnected completely in Germany and evolved that fear of sharks so badly that I got like panic attack looking at them in a newspaper. And so having that now kind of disconnectedness from myself, from nature, I did my first freediving course. And yeah, I remember telling my father, oh yeah, I'm scared. And she just said to me, oh yeah, being afraid? Oh, that's no problem. That's no problem. We control that. And I was like, hey, I don't get it. But for sure I got it the first time I did the belly breathing with her. I remember we were in Barcarena, close to Lisbon, in the pool and doing the belly breathing. And I just got so calm and so relaxed. And this was even a time where I was really struggling with my lungs. I mean, in this moment, I didn't smoke anymore. I smoked like from probably 15 to 20-ish, 8, something around that. So I had a long time smoking, and then we moved to Lisbon in a really moldy place, and I really got like problems with like breathing. I really was like short breath and had always the feeling I'm not getting enough air. And yeah, and then I signed up for that freediving course. And even before that, I made a scuba diving course, and I remember sitting on the boat and being like, like hyperventilating and being so afraid to jump in the water. I did it somehow, but I was so stressed. But then in that freediving course back in Barcarena, in that pool, I'm laying down on the ground, and my father teaches me how to breathe. I'm like, oh, that's so calm. That's so me. And I was just there in this one present moment. And then we went to the pool, and I made my first breath hold. And I remember I came up because I had the feeling I didn't have to breathe ever again. And it was like 2 minutes 20 on my first day there. I was like, oh my God, I don't have the feeling. I could have stayed forever. And there it began that I understood that the breath can bring me like back to myself, to a different state. And so after that session in the pool, we went, to the ocean. First day was pretty okay because it was very close to shore. We had good visibility and I could make some dives. I was not struggling. But the next day, we had that Portuguese day with 3 meters visibility, dark green water, and that was the time where I started to using the breath, where I took all my power together to focus on the breath, to release tension, to come to here and now, to get out of the fearful mind. And I did my first 15-meter dive. And when I was down there, I heard that voice, "Oh, you're pretty cool." It was myself, something inner self, which was talking to me. And since then, my journey never went backwards. I continue from there on, where I just understood that I could do things I never thought I would be capable of. And it's, of course, the ocean, which was my playground to grow. But growing, I first had to learn to breathe. And I think that's wonderful because, not everybody has the possibility to be in the ocean. I'm right now sitting next to the ocean. I have one foot inside the water. I mean, I love the ocean. It's just I don't know. I just feel part of it. And I want to always share with you the benefits. And so many people miss out going to the ocean because they're scared, they're afraid, they're blocked. They say I don't know, it's just not, they can't go in many ways. Mostly it's blocking themselves, not because it's really, there's no way for them. And I just want to reopen the way to get back to the ocean and back to yourself for everyone. And especially for the ladies out there, because, being a young woman in these times is not easy. I had a very happy childhood besides, my parents divorced and stuff like that. But I was always in nature and in the ocean and swimming and diving. So it's something which made me feel very powerful. I remember I knew which were my limits. I knew very well everything about me. And then, I had bad luck in Germany. I disconnected in the beginning, was bullied and everything, and had really some tough years there. And I think if I just would have known how really to listen to myself, to be connected with myself, I wouldn't have listened to many other people, what I should do with myself, my life, and so on. And I for sure would have done things that I wanted to do, but I was just not I was afraid to do, or I was thinking I would not be good enough. I was not worthy enough. I was not capable enough. Like, I remember I was like around my 20s and a friend asked me, hey, let's go to a surf camp. And oh my God, that love for surfing was just so badly somewhere hidden deep inside of me that it was just like that, I can't, I'm afraid of sharks. It was just, I had built up a huge wall. I remember when I was like 18 and I made a road trip there. I was standing in California and I saw on the first morning light surfers going into the ocean, and for me it was like, okay, it's like if I can do that, I'm gonna die. So it was so blocked for me, and I'm not gonna get Carissa Moore or somebody like that. But it's not the point. It's about, I can have a surfboard and I can go surfing and catching some waves and having fun and enjoying the ocean and myself. And it's for me something deeply purifying, strengthening, and yeah, I mean, there's so much, like, especially in Portugal, I know a lot of organizations which work with surfing, for example, and like even in France, like there is like you can get like from the doctor prescribed against depression, like through surf therapy, and yeah, there are a lot of projects like that, and I think the ocean is so beneficial. So yeah, I really hope to get more people into the water, and yeah, and for that I really hope to let you know that you are much more capable than you think. And I don't want to say with that you tomorrow must be the person, if you're scared of diving or surfing, to go from zero to hero. It's not what I'm talking about. It's about taking the breath, getting back to the here and now, and see what you can make today in direction to your dream. And that's just possible for me, in my opinion, in my experience, that if you manage to silence your mind, if you manage to get to stillness, if you manage to get back to connect with yourself, because these voices can be so loud out there. They can be like, no, you're not good enough. No, that's not worthy. No, that's that. I mean, our minds can be so loud. And yeah, I'm talking here about surfing and freediving. It's like some things I'm really passionate about, or like, for me, it could be underwater photography, but it could be like so many other things. Like, I was in an adventure park with my niece and nephew, and oh my God, they wanted to slide down that slide. It was like almost 90-degree angle, and I thought, oh my God, it was so scary. But okay, my niece is like 5 and my nephew is like 9, so I thought, okay, it can't be that I'm like a freediving instructor. I'm not gonna slide down with them that slide. So I sat there, took a moment, exhaled, thought, okay, is that really possible for me? Yes, I know it is. And I went, And I think that's the breath for me. It's like really seeing what your body is capable, getting out of the mind, getting into the body, and seeing what you're capable of. And yeah, and it's also important for your kids. I mean, I was working 2 years ago in Munich with the circus artists, and it was called Vertikaltuch, which I don't know in English it is, but it's like artists which have how you say, like a rope attached 5 meters above them, and they make like artistic things on it. So it's a bit scary, a bit dangerous, you can say. And so I was working with them there, and we had like small kids between 5 and 10 doing that, and we were preparing all the week the kids for a show in the end of the week, and but the first days were just like exercising on the silk. It's called silk now, I know it. On the silk, making some some stuff on the silk. And there was one child, she was always super happy to participate and make her things on the silk. And then in the day where we started to talk about like presentation, in front of other people, she just like went straight away and wouldn't practice anymore with the other kids. And so I went to talk with her and said, hey, what's up? You were all the days we were happy, and now why are you not participating anymore? And she just went and said like, hey, no, I'm afraid. I'm ashamed. So I just don't go. And I told her, yeah, but you're in school. What you do if you have to do a presentation? And she just says to me, oh, I just will take the bad grade. And I felt so sorry for her because I remember that I was pretty much the same. Oh my God, I was so ashamed to talk in front of people. I remember studying in Lisbon at the art university, and I had to presentate, and I was so afraid to talk to people, so I would just read everything down as fast as I could to get out of there. I had not like minimum self-esteem to stand up there to talk to the kids, now the students, but to talk to anyone actually. Like that poor little child couldn't control her mind to just do that, what she wanted to do, And we are so caught up in our minds so many times. And for me, the breath is the thing that takes you out of there. And I think it's something so, so important. I would love that every little kid out there would know how to use the breath to get back to connect with themselves, take a deep breath. Okay, do I really want to do it? If they don't want to do it, it's totally fine. It's not what I'm talking about. But it's about that if you want to do something, and actually it would be possible, that you're not going to inhibit yourself. Yet you see yourself like from a different perspective and see, okay, maybe I will not make the tricks perfect on the first day, but I'm going to try a little bit. And next day a little bit. And third day a little bit. And then maybe I can make the presentations with the other kids and I would be fine. But I'm not going to hide behind just because I'm scared to fail. And so, yeah, that's why I think the breath is just the most amazing tool. And it's for free. It's your lungs. We are the only conscious being which is able to, the only being which is who can consciously breathe. The animals can't do that. And if you change your breathing pattern, you change your emotional state. And I mean, that's so powerful. I'm thinking about an actor, and he told me that they use breathing a lot if they're acting. Because, of course, imagine somebody is like stressed, so he's going to breathe very shallow and very fast, like, And then there's another person, she's very relaxed, so she's breathing very slow. Think about it with yourself, how you're breathing now. How you're breathing before a big presentation. Do you take a moment to breathe, to release tension, to really be in the here and now? Can you do that? Do you know how to do that? It's very simple, but it's very, very efficient. And yeah, that's my big thing. I really, want to learn you to breathe. And I would love to bring you to the ocean, to the water. But if it's for something different, something in your life which you're taking on, a big challenge, it's perfectly fine as well. Because I think the breath is a tool which I discovered actually using in the ocean, but I'm also a very big fan, and my master's thesis was right about that, to take the breathing techniques from the ocean to firm land. And so that's why I decided I'm going to open again in June weekly breathing classes. So if you want to learn more about it, just send me the word breathe via WhatsApp, Instagram, email, whatever. You're also going to find more infos about the upcoming breathing sessions down here in the written part. And yeah, I would really hope you join me, because I think it's like with everything, if we're just going to take a moment once a week to breathe and to connect with ourselves, it's everything like you practice, The more often you do it, the better you get. And I think it's also perfect training just to get out of stressful contemporary life. Connect with yourself, see your path, and where you want to go next. And having that said, wonderful people, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.